Hi everybody, this is Mr. Page once again, this time hopefully for a quick video showing you how to save a document that I've given you in Schoology that you've already downloaded and you've typed in your answers, and then once you've saved it, how to turn it in through Schoology in an assignment. So let's start out by taking a look at where we are. We're in the Digital Learning Materials folder. Inside of that folder, we have the Manifest Destiny American Progress Painting Analysis folder, and that has things that were due today. I'm actually recording this video on April 8th, on Wednesday, and inside of this folder, I had a document and an assessment, both of which were due today. We're going to take a look at the document and make sure we can turn that in. Now we're using Period 6, but this actually fits all of the classes, so all the classes have the same folders that you see Period 6 has. So the document is right here, the Manifest Destiny American Progress Painting, and I've already downloaded it, so we're going to go ahead, I'm going to pull it up, and we're going to take a look at that document as if that's what we're working on. So I'm on a Mac, I'm not on a PC, but we're going to try to teach you how to make sure that you can still save things, whether it's a Mac or a PC, and make sure that you know where to find it when you have to turn it in. So let's say this is the American Progress Painting Analysis, and you have to fill in these three boxes here, this box here, and this box down here with your answers to each of those questions. Okay, so for the first question, how did the artist portray the impact on natives of westward expansion? So Americans going westward had impacts on Native Americans, and I talked about this in another video, which I'm going to link to the description below, where I've sort of described each part of the painting, and I talked about what happened with Native Americans. But in this case, let's say you've watched that video, you've answered that question, and you've typed in your answer here. I'm going to go ahead and type in just like test, as if I'm typing in a full answer, and then we're going to pretend that I've answered all of the other questions in this document. Okay? Now once you've answered all the questions in the document, the next thing to do is to save it. So again, this is a iMac, this is not a PC, so I click File, I click Save As. You might have to click Save a Copy, and this window pops up here on a Macintosh. On a PC, you'll have the same window pop up a little bit differently, but the premise, the basics still remain the same. Where it says Save As, you can change the file name. And I'm going to recommend that instead of changing the full file name, you just put a space bar, put the cursor at the end, and you hit the space bar, put a dash, another space bar, and then just type in your name. So all you've done is you've added your name at the end of the file name. That way it's different than the original file name. And what that does is it protects you from turning in what you thought was a completed document, but it's actually the original download and there are no answers in there. Sometimes that happens where you have multiple copies and the one that I get turned in from you doesn't have the answers because you typed in the answers on another copy. So if you change the file name a little bit, that lets me know, or that lets you know when you're turning it in which one to find. The other thing you want to do is you want to make sure you save it in the right folder. And there's a bunch of folders that I have on a Macintosh. They look differently how it's set up in the window, but still, there's a downloads folder, there's a pictures folder. I'm going to save this in the documents folder, which is right here. And that way I know where to find it in the documents folder and I know the name of the file name. That's important for you to turn in the right document. So I click save and then I'm done with that. When you click file, you'll see the file button right here. Once you click that, it opens up a little bit differently. You can see you have these options here. You want to click Save As. In some of your case, save a copy because you might be doing it in Word Online. But it's Save As, and then when you click Save As, you're going to see that you're going to have the option to change the file name, and you're also going to be able to put it inside of the particular folder on your computer that you want to put it in. I usually choose the Documents folder. So it's now taken a while to go ahead and allow me to save, but now it's opening up. And you can notice how it shows you OneDrive and then Sites, Calvert County Public Schools. You can save it in your OneDrive. I mean, that's always useful because you can get it on the cloud if, just in case something happens to it on the PC. But right now, I want you to actually choose this PC because that's going to allow you to choose the specific folder. I usually choose the document folder. So once again, it might take some time to load because we're using a school computer. So please just be patient and eventually it'll load up. Okay, so now you see here is where I can change the file name. And what I do is I put the cursor at the end of the file name, hit space, put a dash, hit another space, and then I type in my name. And I also want to make sure I'm saving it in a certain folder. So up here it says page D documents, which is the documents folder of the computer. But just because I want to make sure, I actually try to find the just the documents folder, and I double click on it to make sure that it's this PC documents. And then when I'm going to go ahead and look for it, when I'm trying to turn it in Schoology, I'm going to look for the documents folder on this PC. So I'm going to click save. And if it's the first time you've used that file name, it'll just save. But if you've used that file name before, it'll say replace existing file, and you just click yes. And that's pretty much how you do it on a PC. And I'm ready to turn it in. Then I can just go to the American Progress Painting Analysis right down here. This is actually the assignment that has to be turned in. So I'll click on that as a student, and then what you'll have to do is you have to submit the assignment. So you have to click submit, and then a window pops up. And when you're actually turning in a document, when you're turning something in, this here is a file symbol, and if you click that, then you can search through your computer for whatever documents you might want to be trying to turn in. But again, remember, you have to find the folder where it's located. So we're looking for this in the Documents folder right here. So in the Documents folder, which is where I am, I have Manifest Destiny, American Progress Painting, and then Devon. So this is the one that I named that I know I put all my answers in. And that's key for you to find, is the document that you change the name and that you put in the right folder where you can find it. And that way that document will have all the answers. So if you have to, if it opens up to a window that doesn't have the right folder, then you have to search over here for the right folder to find the document that you saved. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that file. I'm going to click open, and then it's going to load up. I can add a comment if I want to, but I don't have to. And there you go. I'm ready to go ahead and turn it in. So I click submit, and now I've turned in my assignment, and that is how you turn in an assignment in Schoology. So I hope that helped you. I hope that helped you learn how to save a document successfully, find a document once you've saved it if you're trying to turn it into Schoology, and submit it. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me, and I'd be happy to help you in making sure you get all your work turned into Schoology. Thanks, and have a great day.